A very good evening to you. Thank you for being with us tonight, where we get to do this once again here on KUTV's News at 9. As is the custom, we'll begin with the highlights. President William Ruto issues a stern warning to Gen Zs ahead of 99 demos slated for Thursday. Gender CS nominee Soy Langat's nomination to cabinet rejected, with report indicating that the nominee failed to show sufficient knowledge for key issues in her docket. Central Bank of Kenya announces 4 changes on Kenyan currency banknotes. First patient to contract monkeypox fully recovers as the Ministry of Health continues to trace contacts made with the patient.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
That is right. I'm Yvonne Kemuma, and our sign language interpreter tonight is Lucy Carrier. Find us on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya, on X at KUTV_Kenya, and at Kemuma_Monari. We'll begin. President William Ruto has today issued a stern warning to all protesters planning to stage anti-government demos dubbed Nane Nane across the country tomorrow. Speaking during his development tour in Embu County, the first in command highlighted that Kenya is a democratic nation with no room for chaos and violence that only results in the loss of lives and destruction of property. James Baraka with the details.
Tunataka amani ama munataka fujo iendelee.
Coming just a few weeks in the wake of nationwide public uproar that saw President William Ruto cornered to make rapid and unexpected changes in his administration, the head of state has today warned protesters against staging Nane protest and other demos in the country.
Sisi ni nchi ambayo tunaamini kwa amani.
Speaking during his development tour in Embu County, President Ruto termed such demos as deadly and destructive, and that they will not at all happen under his watch.
Hatutaki fujo katika taifa letu la Kenya. Hatutaki maandamano ambayo inaleta maafa, ambayo inaleta kuharibifu wa mali, ambayo watu wanapoteza mali yao. Tunataka amani.
The head of state further reminded citizens of his recent efforts to unite the nation and their obligation to pay taxes, a move that elicited mixed reactions among Kenyans.
Mimi juzi nimeunda serikali ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote, kwa sababu sitaki fitina tena na Mkenya yeyote.
Sisi tumefika hapa kumsindikisha kiongozi wetu kwa ziara maendeleo, kwa sababu mwaka 2 iliyopita tulifika hapa kuomba kura. Tumekuja kusema asanti na juu yake kurudisha mkono.
Kama ni kulipa madeni tulipe pamoja, kama ni kutafuta ushuru tutafute pamoja. Mimi peke yangu nisiitwe Sakayo. Sisi wote tupange mambo ya kutafuta ushuru ya Kenya. Kwani pesa mimi natafuta ya Kenya inaenda kwa akaunti yangu? Si inaenda kwa akaunti yetu sisi wote. Kwa hivyo kila mtu sasa akuje akuwe Sakayo.
President Ruto's joint tour with his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, however, leaves Kenyans yet again speculating the status of their relationship, which has remained unclear for several months now. James Baraka, KUTV News.
The Parliamentary Vetting Committee has approved 19 names proposed by President William Ruto to fill the position of Cabinet Secretaries. The committee, however, rejected the appointment of Soy Langat as CS for Gender and Culture, Arts and Heritage.
The National Parliamentary Vetting Committee, under the leadership of the National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, has approved 19 names to be part of President William Ruto's next cabinet after a curtain came down on the process on Sunday last week, a report that was adopted by the National Assembly.
By 2024,
the former Interior and National Coordinator Cabinet Secretary Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki, the first nominee to appear before the vetting committee, is among the 19 Cabinet Secretary nominees approved by the committee. Kithure, who was on the spotlight over police brutality and abductions, will now bounce back to his Harambee House office.
Appointment of one or more.
Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya takes over the cooperatives and micro, small and medium enterprises docket from his predecessor Simon Chelugui. The former Kakamega boss, who upon his nomination faces integrity questions amid reports of multiple allegations, was put to task to clear his name over the allegation. In his defense, the former Kakamega governor criticized what he described as public and media prosecution, noting that his side of the story had not been heard.
I have served diligently for 10 years. I've been a minister for 5 years. We have had audit reports. This audit report, there is no report that pointed on me as being a corrupt person.
Others include Deborah Barasa for health, Alice Wahome in the lands docket, Julius Ogamba goes to education docket, Soipan Tuya for defense, John Bird in charge of treasury, Hassan Joho takes mining and blue economy, among others. The committee in its report tabled before Parliament rejected the appointment of Stella Soy Lagat as the Cabinet Secretary for Gender, Culture, Arts and Heritage. The vetting process came against the backdrop of an aggressive push by Kenyans to ensure only leaders of integrity joins the cabinet. Auma Evans for KUTV, Nairobi.
Now, still on that beat, Stella Soy's Langat nomination to the cabinet has been rejected by members of parliament, citing failure to demonstrate adequate knowledge of issues touching on the Ministry of Gender, Culture, Arts and Heritage, plus an experience in the public service that was marred with frequent job transitions. Ivy Masharia has the details.
After days of waiting in anticipation, Kenyans have finally been graced by the report of the cabinet nominees vetting process that ran from August 1st to 4th last week. Stella Langat, the cabinet secretary nominee for Gender, Culture, Arts and Heritage, was the only nominee who was missing from the list of those approved by the parliamentary committee. Leader of Majority Party in National Assembly Kimani Ichung'wah noted that Soy's experience in the public service was marred with frequent job transitions, with Soy also failing to demonstrate adequate knowledge of issues touching on the Ministry of Gender, Culture, Arts and Heritage.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to start from the last question so that I clear the air. Honorable Speaker, maybe also to shed some light on the operation of a public service where I've served for 29 years, Honorable Speaker. In the public service, there is what we call rotation of staff. And in the career, as a career administrator, you can only work in one station for not more than 3 years. I believe that one is clear, Honorable Speaker.
Nominated, she was unable to respond in a satisfactory manner to the queries raised during the approval hearing relating to gender, heritage, and culture.
Minority Leader Junet Mohammed emphasized that competency was important and that if a nominee is incompetent, the committee cannot say otherwise.
Their work in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of the country, Mr. Speaker, the Parliamentary Approval Act, Mr. Speaker. If a nominee is incompetent, the committee cannot say anything other than that he is incompetent or she is incompetent, Mr. Speaker.
The committee also noted that it may be necessary for the President to consider invoking the provisions of Article 152(5)(a) of the Constitution to reassign the approved nominees to portfolios that match their qualities and competencies after praising their performances. Ivy Masharia, KUTV.
Now, the Central Bank of Kenya has introduced a new series of banknotes featuring 4 key changes, including updated signatures, 2024 as the year of printing, and a new security thread with color variations in accordance to Article 231, Section 2 of the Constitution. These new notes will circulate alongside the current ones, and the changes will be effective, will affect all denominations, starting with the 50 shillings notes.
The Central Bank of Kenya CBK today has unveiled a new series of banknotes incorporating at least 4 significant updates, that is, the year of print, a new security thread with color changing effect, updated signatures of both the current CBK Governor Kama Uthoge as well as that of Treasury Principal Secretary Dr. Chris Kipto. The new series general banknotes were introduced during the 2019 Madaraka Day celebration by former President Uhuru Kenyatta in December 2018. Uhuru and the former CBK Governor Patrick Njoroge launched the new generation coins that are currently in use. The CBK has commenced the release of the updated banknotes, starting with 1,000 denominations, stating that the other denominations will be gradually introduced in the coming months.
The reason why we started with the 1,000 notes was that they could be a stock out of those notes actually we are projecting they could be stock out in around July, August, and so it was really necessary that we get new notes as quickly as possible. We've started with the 1,000, but the other ones will follow, and this is just the normal business of the central bank.
The updated series retains the features of the 2019 notes, with the exemption of the newly implemented changes. Joey Dera, KUTV.
The government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has urged Gen Zs who are planning to join tomorrow's protest, dubbed the Nane Nane, to make sure they protest in a peaceful way to avoid unchecked demos. During a media briefing at KICC, Mwaura added that social networks contributed greatly to bringing violence during the protests. Let's get more from our very own Pauline Dungu.
Barely hours into Thursday, a day where Kenya's Gen Zs are preparing to stage a protest dubbed Nane Nane, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura on Wednesday afternoon issued a briefing in relation to the protest. Speaking at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, Mwaura urged Gen Zs who are planning to protest to do so in a peaceful way, cautioning them against listening to what he themed as unscrupulous people using social media to sabotage the protest. Mwaura added that the planned protest will contribute to the decline of the economy, while warning Gen Zs not to get involved in protests that will cause disorder and destruction of property, as witnessed last month. Kenyans have also been asked to give the Kenya Kwanza government a chance, this being its second year to implement the work and promises they promised to the citizens. On the other hand, a section of parliamentarians have aired their concerns against the use of chemical agents found in tear gas during protests, citing that the chemicals have long-term health hazards to children and the elderly. Ndongo Pauline, KUTV.
Many thanks, Pauline Dungu, for that insightful report. Now, after that, we'll take our first break here on KUTV's News at 9. Continue engaging with us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at Kemuma_Munari.
Welcome to Focus on Health, a show on all matters health, wellness, and lifestyle. I am your host, Jebo Fenda, and continuing from our previous episode, we will be discussing short-sightedness alongside James Mwai, an optician at Neno Opticians.
For example, if you are short-sighted, basically means that you cannot see very far. Normally, you realize
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland, and I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
Now, thank you for keeping it KUTV's news at 9. Remember, tomorrow the new cabinet secretaries will be sworn in at State House. Our story will be following up for you tomorrow, so keep it. KUTV will continue. The first patient to contract Mpox has recovered. This is according to the Ministry of Health, which has also been tracing the persons who came into contact with the patient in Taita Taveta counties. Have also been advised to sensitize the public on the outbreak and educate on preventative measures necessary to avoid contracting the disease. Songoro Masimaira reports.
A truck driver identified with a generalized rash at Taveta one-stop border point on 22nd July 2024, suspected to be infected with Mpox and isolated at Taveta Sub-County Hospital, has recovered as reported by the Ministry of Health in Taita Taveta. However, tracing of all persons in contact with the patient has begun.
The Ministry of Health and the County Health Department of Taita Taveta began identifying all persons that had been in close contact with the patient. We are tracing all his close contacts at his workplace, at the hospital where he was admitted.
Public Health Principal Secretary Mary Muriuki stated that they are working with neighboring countries to identify any contacts, explaining that there is an active Mpox outbreak in DRC, Burundi, Rwanda, and Uganda.
We are working with our neighboring countries to identify any contacts and any other potential cases. There is an active Mpox outbreak in DRC, Burundi, Rwanda, and Uganda.
According to Muriuki, other response measures, including deploying a rapid response team to support the affected counties with detailed investigations, activating the public health emergency operating centers across the country, and establishing incident management teams have been taken by the Ministry of Health.
The ministry has also activated the public health emergency operations centers across the country. Incident management teams have been established to coordinate response activities.
All counties are now being advised to sensitize the public on preventive measures, including frequent hand washing with soap and water or hand sanitizer, seeking early treatment when infected, and avoiding close contact with sick persons. Songoro Masimaira, KUTV.
ODM supporters in Kilifi County are demanding the removal of Speaker Teddy Mwambire from office, alleging that he blocked Governor Gideon Mung'aro from vying for the deputy party leader position. In Embu County, Governor Cecily Mbarire is calling for an end to the dispute of who is behind the 700 million shillings ultra-modern market project.
Kilifi County Speaker Teddy Mwambire faces accusations of plotting to support Mombasa Governor Abdulswamad Sharif Nasser instead of Governor Gideon Mung'aro for the ODM deputy party leader position, following the resignation of Hassan Joho from the position after his appointment to the Minister of Mining. Led by Kilifi Governor's political advisor Nixon Muramba, ODM supporters are now calling for Speaker Teddy's removal from office over disloyalty.
Honestly speaking, sisi wenyewe wananchi wa ODM tunaenda kutoa Teddy Mwambire kukuwa speaker wa National Assembly ya Kilifi.
Teddy Mwambire ambaye ni speaker wa County Assembly ya Kilifi ndiye aliyekwenda kwa Governor Abdulswamad akamwambia nipatie pesa milioni 1 niende nimalizane na Mung'aro.
Tumemwambia Mung'aro kuhusu wewe, lakini siku zote Mung'aro anakutetea, anasema Teddy ni mtu wangu. Leo huu ndio utu wako, unamuonyesha Mung'aro, unaweza kumchimba, ukamchimbia kaburi na ukamzika.
As this unfolds, Governor Cecily Mbarire has called for an end to the disputes surrounding the 700 million ultra-modern market project, one which Manyata MP Gitonga Mukunji is claiming credit due to its location in his constituency, while Mbarire maintains that the project is a joint effort between the national government and the county government.
If I cannot afford 800 million or 900 million kujenga soko, na Mheshimiwa Rais anipatie pesa nijenge, hajakosea. So this is a joint effort between national government and county government.
Vijana wa Embu Town, mafundi wa Embu Town, mafundi wa Keremare, vijana wa Keremare, vijana wa Bebabeba, vijana wa bodaboda, vijana wote ambao wako ndani ya hii town wapewe first priority kwa sababu hii project iko katika Embu County na iko specifically katika ward ya Keremare.
And in Machakos County, Senator Agnes Kavindu is facing criticism for the interference with the Katelembo Farmers Cooperative Society. The farmers argue that Ms. Kavindu is using non-members to disrupt management and delay the issuance of title deeds. Mwema emphasized that the senator is advocating for the interests of squatters rather than the society's genuine members.
Ilikuwa ni mwambie Senator Kavindu Mwadhama aache kuincite members of the society, na ndio namuuliza tafadhali wachane na hiyo mtundo, kama wewe is a good leader.
Doris Chalo, KUTV.
Now, at least 3 people, including an infant, have been killed following a road accident along the Nakuru-Nairobi highway that occurred on Wednesday morning in Naivasha's Kayole area. The accident involved a Uganda-bound bus carrying 63 mourners to a burial in Tororo. The driver lost control, hitting other vehicles before swerving into a ditch. Dozens of passengers sustained injuries, many of whom are receiving treatment at hospitals in the area. Now we are due for our second break here on KUTV's news. At 9, I'll be back with more sports news.
From the hospital corridors, we bring you experts to discuss issues affecting your health, from diet to mental health. The familiar and the ignored are both put into perspective. We then dive into the environment and look at the effects of climate change and its solutions. Join me, Mutegi K. Martin, every Friday at 9 p.m. as we learn on how to better our health while taking care of our environment. Only on KUTV.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Brazil women's national team made their mark in the Paris Olympics 2024 after defeating world champion Spain 4-2 in the semi-finals of the 2024 Olympics in France. Last night, Brazil had previously defeated Spain in group stages before thwarting off France in the quarter-finals to make it to the semi-finals, where they asserted their superiority by knocking out the world champions with a convincing victory.
Spain had a disastrous start in the opening 6 minutes that saw the Brazilians take an early lead, following a deflection of Spanish defender Irene Paredes after the goalkeeper made an error in her attempt to clear the ball in a dangerous area. Spain's troubles were far from over after Gabi Portillo slotted in a right-footed shot from the center of the box to find the bottom right corner of the net to cement Brazil's 2-0 lead at the stroke of half-time. In what was predicted to be a dominant contest from the Spanish side, things went south quite early into the second half, as more Brazilian flair and attacking prowess outclassed their opponents during the second half. Substitute Adriana struck a beauty only to kiss the crossbar before following her shot with a close-range header that put the Brazilians well in command of the game with a 3-0 lead. Spain pulled back one in the 85th minute through Salma Parayuelo's header from the right side of the 6-yard box before Brazil cancelled it out in stoppage time through Caroline's goal. Brazil will now face the US national women's team on Saturday for the anticipated gold medal match, as Spain is set to face Germany for the bronze medal match on Friday. Elsewhere, Algerian boxer Iman Khalif stormed into the women's welterweight boxing final at the Paris Olympics 2024 after beating Thailand.
Now, Kenya's Jacob Krop, Edwin Kurgat and Rogers Kwemoi now have a chance to claim Olympic golds in the men's 5,000 meters race after securing 4th, 5th and 6th positions respectively in the heats today, qualifying for the finals that are set for this Saturday. On the other hand, Emmanuel took a comfortable win in the main 800 meters first round with Wycliffe Kinyamal finishing third, qualifying to the semi-finals as Koita Toi Kidali struggled to make an impact and will be out to bid a semi-final ticket in the repage round this Thursday. Well, that is all the time we had here on this desk, KUTV's News at 9. Many thanks for being with us tonight. Remember, we will always keep you informed in subsequent bulletins. Tomorrow, we are expecting the swearing in of cabinet secretaries after their approval by Parliament. Now, with that, I will call it a night. I have been Yvonne Kemuma. Our sign language interpreter tonight was Lucy Kiare. Until we meet again, have a blessed night.